Okay, first up we got this box, which is heavy. I do believe this is probably a Macross Plus thing, and it's a collection of things. Oops. TV. I accidentally hit the space and unpaused the anime that I wasn't watching. I had finished that episode. Let's hope I didn't damage anything doing that. I didn't go too deep, so it should be fine. Oh look, there's stuff on this side. No! What even did I get? I do feel like this is Laserdisc, which I consider to be a great thing to get, unless this is something else that's suitable for ages. Well, let's go ahead and open it, because this thing is just so big that I can't even. So this is this a singular thing? Feels like it could be more than one thing, but let's take a look. What did I get? What did I get? What did I get? This was on my list of radar. Oh look, discs. What am I even looking at? Oh god, I can't even tell. That says Blu-ray. That says 12. This makes me think that I actually have something here that's maybe an import from Region B. Jesus Christ, this is a spectacular book, though. I'll have to look at Crunchyroll to see what I got. Oh, look. Some very familiar stuff. Now, I guess before I continue on, please. Interesting. These are really big postcards. This is actually quite the collectible thing, I think. I'm also curious how much I paid for it, because probably a lot. You know, it seems to be something I tend to do. There's something else in here. God! Ugh. All this stuff is so unwieldy. Sharon Apple. New Eden. Okay. Cool. Now, can I get it all back in there, and then we can get to the regular stuff? Because right now, I'm not sure what I've got here. I'm also not sure that I can really play it, because I think it might be, again, the Region B only thing. Okay, so if I do that, what I'm going to try and do is slide it all in. Oh god. I'll go ahead and leave this here. Here's everything else. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, no. Which one was this? I just remembered that there was some hentai with this stuff. I think maybe, well... Okay. Brain is empty and thunder is thundering. Yes. That. So this probably contains two things. One of them is the hentai. Okay. I think I've got to be careful. I was tempted to cut it, but I feel like it's got styrofoam inside of it. It would make a mess. Let's see. That one's not hentai. This one is not either. What the fuck did I get? Well, let's look through everything. First, we have level. Let me see. This was level 1 Demon Lord and One Room Hero. And this was overall a neat show. I'm not sure if it's a perfect thing. I say in English, dub, subtitles. I said region A. 12 episodes on 2 discs. It had some real heartfelt moments in it, I felt. Overall, I thought it was just neat. Now, as we take a look on the inside. Alright. Next up, we have the Ancient Magus Bride Season 2 Part 2. Yes. Did Part 1 have a thing? Well, somewhere on here, I guess it's going to say what regions it is. That looks like an A and a B. I really just can't see anything else. This is DVD plus Blu-ray, but before we do, we've got cards sealed up. But I kind of want to open it because there's a little bit of shininess. I'm definitely curious about this. The main problem is I feel like I don't remember anything about Season 1 other than the basic premise. See what looks like a list of episodes there, so not exactly an invertible cover. A combination of Blu-ray and DVD discs. Next up we have Captain Harlock, Space Pirates Collection. This took a little while to ship, probably because maybe it accidentally got listed early. Maybe this one is kind of really valuable. This is a very classic show. Let's see. Episodes 1 through 42. TV series. I don't know if that means it's complete or not. Probably looking on the back. That's Japanese with English subtitles only. Region A. Features. Credit list opening and ending. Broadcast promo. Alright, alright. List of episodes on the inside. And the discs. Alright. And then last but not least, I'm guessing this one. No? No, I was wondering if this one was the hentai that I mentioned, because I thought I ordered one of those, but I thought it was a DVD version and a Blu-ray version, and one shipped and the other didn't. but I'm less sure what the hell is going on at the moment. Oh, God. Open it up. Saw the back mentioned Crunchyroll, so I guess it's not what I thought. Although it's a very strange disc. That's Blu-ray? Something about this does not feel right. I guess I don't know what I have here. The disc is weird. The case is weird. Don't remember the show. It looks okay. I mean, I see it says Crunchyroll there, so I guess I don't know what I've got here. That makes me think that it is not region A. But that says region A. Oh well. I guess here's this week's physical anime collection update. Alright, let's get talk about stuff watched. Friday Friend, I watched My Hero Academia Season 7, episodes 146 through 152. So we watched a good handful of episodes there. I think this has been pretty entertaining and engaging. Maybe not quite as gutsy as I thought it might be at certain parts, but definitely big and dynamic, I suppose. So, entertaining enough. I guess I don't know what else I'm thinking. I'll Become a Villainess. That will go down in history. Episode 5. More interactions like that. I don't recall anything of our main character. Maybe being super badass? No, wait. They said something about the very end. That's right. Curious what the next episode will be like. Okay episode, I suppose. ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Season 3, Episode 55. ReZero continuing to be very ReZero. It's, good stuff. I think I mentioned last time that I enjoyed the Sin Archbishop of Lust. Like, just a fun bad guy, and continues to be a fun bad guy. And brings up scary but relevant points, I guess. Good stuff. The Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor, Episode 4. I vaguely remember what happened at the beginning of this episode, but I guess I don't remember what happened at the end. But I've definitely gone back and rewatched scenes from Episode 3 at least. 2 I would be kind of curious about, but oh yes, Episode 4 ended with that, okay. I think there's a good point there, where I saw, like, on a clip from Episode 3, where somebody talked about how she's overpowered, it would have been nice to see her struggling, and I'm like, I think it's okay that she's not struggling, because the struggle in her case isn't necessarily supposed to be in that stuff. Her hyper-confidence makes her fun, but if that was all she was, it wouldn't be. But she's been fun. She's been a very reliable person. I don't know. I guess I just started thinking, if all these idiots who fail to make strong, powerful women kind of look, it's like, she's kind of fun like that. She isn't even acting very womanly. She's just kind of like, in charge. She doesn't think she's above other people. She's just taking leadership in a very, I'm helping y'all be the best y'all can be sort of way. Very happy. But, again, most of the conflict is really about something else. This relationship dynamic sort of thing. And I'm not sure if that's part's as engaging, but it's good enough that alongside the other stuff, given its strangeness, it's kind of fun. Loner Life in Another World, episode 6. I don't know, does any of this conversation happenings make complete sense? It feels a little like this show is just doing certain things because it conveniently thinks that's just the way the story needs to happen. And I don't know if it makes sense for the characters to feel and do the way they do. Something. I don't know. It continues to be a show that doesn't whelm me, I guess. I have here on my notes that I did not watch season 5 episode 5 of Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. And I guess it's just because I sort of ran out of steam. It's still on the to-watch list, but tonight ended up drawing me into other things that weren't too important, but there was some important stuff in there that was... that's all complicated stuff. Anyways, I'm not giving up on it. I guess missed that episode, and I'll have to watch 2 episodes. Goodbye Dragon Life, episode 5. Okay, I guess. I feel like the show is somehow squandering some of its potential. And I'm not exactly sure what all that is, because I'm not sure if the show knows for certain what it wants to show, so it spends some time meandering in a way. Not like fully meandering, but something where it's just like, I don't know. It feels like it kind of knows it's going somewhere that's not the most engaging, so it can't do it too early. Maybe. It's not bad and unwatchable, but I don't know, there's something there. Dan Dan, episode 5. Kind of entertaining stuff. Entertaining follow-up from the previous one. Turbo Granny's my favorite character in the show. She just tells it like she sees it. Stuff. Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online Season 2 Episode 5. I mentioned that the special rule that they introduced at the end of the previous episode was complete fucking dumb. It just so happens to be convenient in certain ways, but I don't know. I feel like this episode reinforces that a bit. Like, there's a couple of characters where it's just like, yeah, that's really convenient for those characters, and then I don't know. I felt kind of cringe as the show tried to kind of justify it. I'm like, you know, some of these people would say, what fucking retard did this, and they would shoot themselves. And the show kind of acknowledges that because it has one guy that tries to do that, and everybody's like, no, we should still try to win anyways, and it's just like, well, no. Sometimes you put your foot down, and when some fucking retard says, no, they'll come up with this special rule that's dumbass rules, and yeah. Maybe we'll see that it goes somewhere, but it is definitely meh. But otherwise, action stuff in this show has been pretty good, so, yeah. Lumiere, Magical Girls Incorporated, episode 5. Not sure if I have much to comment on in terms of Amazon's method of streaming it. It's working. I guess it was a pretty episode. Not necessarily bad, but I feel like some of it develops things. But I kind of worry about shows that develop something other than the main character when the main character could use more. Maybe that's just me thing. But yeah, I sort of feel like there was a little bit of development for the main character, including putting him in a new circumstance. But it felt a little bit more like everybody else. And I'm not sure if that's necessarily the case, it's just how I felt. And I guess what it's set up for the next episode, I guess I'm curious to see where it'll go. But I could kind of see how some people would kind of drop this if it didn't draw right, I guess. Dragon Ball Daima, episode 4, I think was pretty fun. Talking with a friend from Fireball Cafe, you know, he's a guy that works there, and, you know, I'd name drop him, but it's better not to name drop people. Anyways, talking with him about it, you know, I think he wasn't as enthusiastic about this. Like, he wasn't hating it, but I think it's because with a lot of Dragon Ball stuff, and even Dragon Ball Super, I think, had this to a strong degree, there was definitely an element of a feeling of story progression, and that doesn't seem to be priority here. Instead, it's definitely a bit about the fun of the journey and the whimsical stuff that Akira Toriyama does when he has that stuff, which Super showed a lot as well, I thought. And maybe this one feels a bit more like that because it doesn't begin with a premise. Well, it does, but it doesn't begin with a premise that's like, okay, and this has to end in the time span of one movie. So, yeah, we did finally meet the other character from the opening, and you know, they're a very Akira Toriyama kind of gal. You know, I kind of thought about maybe she reminded me of a bit like Luca from Chrono Trigger. But of course, Bulma is Luca on steroids. I mean, they both built time machines, so what can I say? Luca accidentally so, Bulma intentionally so. Lots of crazy stuff. But anyways, the point is... Oh, excuse me. She feels a little tinkery in that regard. Now, I guess not as successful as Luca or Bulma, but you know, she feels very Akira Toriyama. At least everything we've seen so far. So, entertaining enough. I guess we need to see more of her. Demon Lord Retry, our episode 6. I don't know. I can't place my finger on why this is not engaging. Like, I don't think the first season was necessarily engaging. But there's just something about this one where it almost feels like the actions are just completely conveniently happening. Maybe it kind of reminds me a little bit of that Minecraft AI thing. Not that bad, but I don't know. It almost feels like, okay, there's some direction here, but it's like, okay, she yelled out to her friend so her friend would see her, but it did not feel correctly executed for that kind of trope. Just lots of things that are out of place. Oh well. Healer who was banished from his party, episode 5. I guess it was a stuff is happening episode, I guess. I'm not remembering any strong thoughts I have on it. Maybe stuff I missed. Anyways, Demon Lord 2099, episode 4. I'm appreciating the fact that it is, even though the previous episode said, oh, look, yeah, here's him being kind of powerful sort of stuff. Episode 4 isn't about how much he just kicks everybody's ass. You know, there's some good stuff there that's just a combination of his natural skills and abilities and where he would be, and interesting, surprising stuff, but also a story development that does feel like it leans really well onto the cyberpunk nature of the show. So overall, I'm still appreciating it quite a bit. Reincarnated Aristocrat, season 2, episode 7 aired this week. Some good, heartwarming moments in the middle of this conflict sort of thing. Things where it's like, yeah, glad our main character was there and said the things he said. Let's see. I did not watch Let This Grieving Soul Retire, episode 5. Maybe not necessarily done with it, but like I said, it's been low priority, and I guess it just didn't get watched in time. And then Most Notorious Talker Runs the World's Greatest Clan, episode 6. I thought it was a fine follow-up to the previous episode, with the main problem being that it's done more develop and set up for what the previous episode sort of developed and set up. So in that way, it's a little bit of a cheat. But maybe it's better set up in a way that it's like, okay, I kind of believe where this is going in terms of our main character, especially, and his feelings and thoughts on stuff. They were very interesting in general. Next up, Seirei Gensaki Spirit Chronicles, season 2, episode 5. I'm not sure what to think of this episode. I don't think it was necessarily bad, but it did feel like an episode that spent a lot of time on characters other than our main character, but it was setting up for him to do something close to the end of the episode, which he did, and mixed feelings on that as well. Not sure what to think. He was cool. It was just, I guess I don't know what to think about this season, especially right now when I'm so tired. And then finally, Ari Fureta, season 3, episode 4. I think I good follow-up from everything that's happened so far. Entertaining. Maybe not our main cast of characters being themselves, but some of the FX of what they've done on the world has just been great, and there were neat things about this. So far this season has been the episode where it's like, okay, he's got little cool moments he has in there. I'm forgetting the rabbit girl. She had a really awesome thing. She blocked a sword with her foot. It was actually really freaking awesome. But I think there's more elements of there's just touching things happening more here. Intermingled with a lot of the other kind of stuff, but just interesting intermingling in there. Oh well. I think that's everything I have to talk about. I'm not sure what else. Part of the exhaustion is 7 days to die. Part of it is lost sleep. Not because of daylight savings. Because even if I had gone to bed at the time I was trying to go to bed, I still would have slept 1 hour later. I mean, it would have been the same number of hours, but it would have been... I was technically going to bed what used to be 2 a.m. before. The problem is I just got an email that kept me up all night. And I didn't stay awake, but it did mean that I didn't get sleep and didn't properly process stuff. So I'm a little weird out of it, so sorry about that. But I'm not sure what to talk about. I guess 7 days to die. Yeah, I think somebody put it best. The tech tree on it is kind of a mess now that it's gone live. Like, you gain the ability to craft gasoline at the second tier of one magazine, but you can't actually do it until you're like at the fourth of another, and it's just like it doesn't feel balanced. Somehow we are exercising things to the age where now we are able to take oil shale that my brother has been mining, turn it into gasoline, and we've all got motorcycles. Well, we don't all have motorcycles and need acid for wheels, probably. We have to see if people start getting cars. Oh my god, we're going to need 4 wheels for the 4x4. Worth remembering. But, you know, outside of all that, it's fun. I don't know why my kill count is so high in our group, because I'm the lowest level, but I've killed the most zombies. And it isn't even by like, oh, he's just like a couple points ahead. I'm like 33% ahead of the second place. That's surprising. I don't know what's up with that. Sledgehammer shenanigans of some sort, I'm sure. Alright, I think I'm done babbling. I need to wrap this up because I am still exhausted. I'm not going to bed as soon as I finish this. I have to process it. But y'all, have a nice week.